What up? It's your boy Recruit Zero. We are here live at Render ATL. I'm for Uncle Charles.
On the left side.
You know, we got
Stay true to the left
season
side.
2. We are running it directly from here. And we sitting down with another expert in his field. We got Ace here to talk about cybersecurity, GovTech. I'm gonna let you introduce yourself, brother.
All right, no problem. How y'all doing? My name is Ace of Dismay. I specialize in GovTech. Been doing this for a couple years now. I started without, actually, let me tell you how I started out. Shout out Bees. I always got to shout out Bees because that's where it started.
Yep.
I sat in my barracks room, had to take my Security Plus test in the dirty barracks bathroom. I tell people this all the time. I help people go from I help people that was unemployed to go get jobs that's paying like 50, 60,000. I help people go from jobs paying 50,000 to 130,000. I recently had a person that reached out to me, made a couple calls. She went from 50,000 to 225 overseas, getting tax-free money up to $120,000.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Just a slight, but nevertheless, I'm just a person that happens to make cyber videos to help people out. That's
Fact,
you know.
fact. And I mean, this is a booming industry, so we are so glad we got a chance to talk with you.
I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah, because I mean, cybersecurity, GovTech, all of that is major. So, like you said, you gave us a rundown how you got into it. What was your kind of the impetus for you to want to transition from your military service into cybersecurity?
So let me tell you what happened, right? So number one, I was getting out of the military, right?
Okay.
And I was looking, I was like, man, what do I want to do? I was debating between project management, cybersecurity, right? So I started looking, thinking, seeing, let me tell you the deciding factor.
Yeah.
I went on Google.
Yeah.
Average salary, project manager. Average salary, cybersecurity engineer. That was a deciding factor.
It wasn't matching up, huh?
It was not, I promise you, there was not even a second thought. Once I seen the two, I said,
Security Plus.
oh yeah. I'm telling you now, that was what it was. I did not even need to think more. I seen it. Let me say exactly, I'll tell you my face right now. I'll show the camera. I seen it. Then I said, I didn't even know what C-suite was. C-suite, you talking, the chief technical officers,
Yeah.
chief information security officers, chief operating officers, the whole 9 yards. I was like, what's the average salary of them? 400.
Sign me up.
I had to break it down. I said 400,000. We divide that by 12.
Right.
That's a lot of money a month. I can't tell you the exact number. It's a lot of money a month.
It's enough.
It wasn't even anything. I didn't have to think no more. Didn't even have to think no more.
You don't even know what project management is after that.
Listen,
comparison.
I know what a product and I know what a program is. I can tell you about Microsoft, Word or something. And I know how to manage the project. You know what I'm saying? I know how to manage the program. Just I don't know, turn it on, something like that. Make sure it don't get hacked. But I mean, that's the closest I can tell you.
For
I can
sure.
tell you about cyber and security and stuff.
For sure.
What's one of the things that you discovered was a misconception that when you got into it, kind of changed? Like, what was something you were thinking about?
Yeah, so another big thing is a lot of people do not actually know what GovTech is. GovTech actually is just tech in the government sector.
Right.
So, for example, you have a lot of these companies here. You got, let me give you the big ones, Fang and Mang, Facebook, Apple, Netflix, Google. Those are tech companies.
Yeah.
And then they have verticals like, cybersecurity and software engineers.
Right.
We have the same thing in government. The only difference is the government work typically requires what's called a security clearance.
Right.
A lot of people can actually obtain security clearances. Less than 1% of Americans have a security clearance, right?
Okay.
The average salary of somebody with a security clearance, depending on what you do, within cyber, is at least $100,000.
Okay. So let me ask you with that, because you have military service.
Yep.
Is it easy for, well, I won't say easy or not easy, but for a civilian, can they still get security
You
clearance?
do not have to be in the military to get a security clearance.
Okay.
That's another big misconception. Also, here's the thing about security clearance, right? Just because you're in the military still does not mean, because everybody has to go through the same process when they get a security clearance. It is a federal background check. What can I say? Yeah, it's a federal background check. They're gonna go through everything, whether it's be up different levels between
Right.
secret, top secret, and
Right.
different areas, top secret. But it doesn't matter if you're somebody off the street. It doesn't matter if you're in the military. You're going through that same exact process.
Right.
So the difference is, a lot of people don't know how to go obtain a security clearance, right? I make a lot of videos. Some people say, hey, if you want to go obtain security clearances, listen, write this one down. Probably should hopefully put this on it.
Yeah.
You go on clearance jobs. In that big search bar, you type in ability to obtain. It's gonna go from like 50-something thousand jobs to about 13,000. And all you have to do is click through the jobs and click what do you want to do. Some of them have ability to obtain from like already having a clearance to a higher clearance, or there's some of them having from no clearance to obtaining a clearance in the first place.
Right.
All you have to do is get that clearance. Once you get that clearance, do not lose that clearance, because that clearance is worth so much money.
I not commit a crime.
Honestly, here's the thing. Please don't commit a crime. Please don't. Listen, don't go to jail. But number two, I know people that got a clearance, lost their clearance, became felons, and still got their clearance back.
Oh. Okay.
Don't go commit a felony. Don't go get a felony.
Don't test it out.
You know what I'm saying? Because, you might not be that lucky. But, like, for the most part, like, for many people, I can't tell what's going to deny clearance, but I'm going to say this. If you have any pew-pew charges or paraphernalia charges, I wouldn't do it. But, you know what I'm saying? Make sure your finances is right, too. Yeah, make sure your finances is right. But for the most part, if you're just an average person, because people think like, a lot of people overestimate their danger. They be like, oh yeah, I'm moving like this, I'm moving like that. You're not moving like that. You know what I'm saying? We're regular people.
Right.
I go to work.
Right.
I go play the game. I go home. You know what I'm saying? But most people, regular people, man, people could take security clearances. People just don't want to work with the government because they don't know how to. And the thing is, working with the government, so much fun.
Talk about it.
So I'm gonna say what I can, right? So put it like this, right? If anybody that's ever supported the military that's watching this, they will tell you firsthand, the military and the government works so slow. So there is a lot of downtime. Obviously, depending on who you support, depending on what you do, it's a lot of downtime.
Right.
Sometimes you'll be working for 8 hours. Sometimes you'll just do like an hour worth of work and just chat it. It's just the way it is. It's like in the civilian world, like when y'all go to regular jobs, there's not always gonna be a lot of time where you sit here doing this. Gonna be a lot of downtime. Same thing with that. The difference is they pay you for what you can do, not what you actually do.
Right.
So I know people right now that's making 150,000. All they're doing is resetting computers.
Wait, hold up.
I can reset.
Hold on.
I can reset.
You know what I'm saying? They're pretty much like this. It's really called re-imaging, but I'm just like, for example, like say you got something on there, they'll re-image your computer to a good known, like say I discover a virus on your computer, right? And I look at the backups. I'm going to go to a last known good backup,
right, and
restart it from there, and they're getting paid $150,000.
No, I was doing that when I was a kid.
But they have a high clearance level.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it pays. I know people that's making $200,000. No degree. That's the best part about it. You do not have to have a degree to get a GovTech. I don't got a degree. I'm going to school now because it makes it easier, because you'll see a job talk about some bachelor's degree and 0 years of experience or high school diploma and 15. Like it's no in between. It makes no sense. But you don't have to have a degree to excel in this industry. Now, I'm always tell y'all, go to school if you can, because the degree will only help you. Just make sure if you're going to go to school, do it right.
Right.
So what type of background or what things should people be learning, right? So I hear a lot of times people are like, oh, I'm in cybersecurity, or oh, I'm taking this course on cybersecurity, right? And there's a ton of courses, but are they really as helpful as they make them out to be? Like, where should people really be looking if they're trying to get into this industry?
So the first thing people should definitely be looking for is, number one, figuring out what do you want to do. Because if you do not know what you want to do, you're automatically shooting in the blind. So for example, if say somebody wants to become a cybersecurity analyst, right? So another thing, cybersecurity, like the analyst side blue team, it's not an entry-level field, because you have to think about it. Would you guys right now, say for example, would you hire you to protect your multi-million-dollar company right now?
No.
Exactly. So if you wouldn't do it, why would a multi-million-dollar or Fortune 500 company do it? That's like now granted, there are junior and entry-level positions. They're just harder to find, but there are those positions. So if you wanted to do that, first thing you need to get is a certification. Here's the thing. There are certificates and certifications. The biggest difference, right? A certificate, you get a certificate, I can put my name in your certificate. Guess what? Because there's no credential number. Certification has a number. So I can go sit here and send a certification to everybody in here, but that number is going to go back to one person.
Right.
So that's the big difference. So the best certification you can get is CompTIA Security Plus.
Okay.
Because if you go search up any single like SOC position, or sometimes even higher positions, they'll always say Security Plus on there. Now, granted, it's expensive. Right now, it's $425 per attempt. gonna give y'all a tip though. If you're a student, they have an academic store. You can get it for like $292. All you guys have is a student email. And also, you don't need to have the student email. Somebody needs to have a student email. Say that money.
So
Fact.
when we talk about cybersecurity, right, on a more personal level, what can people do to kind of like hunker down, right? Because there's a lot of cyber attacks happening. There's a lot of phishing, you know, especially in the emails. They're making them look, you know, just like they got the name on there. They just drop one letter. But what are some things that people can do to kind of like make themselves a little more secure when being online?
All right, so first things I'm gonna talk about mobile stuff. Number one, don't click nothing. If you know for a fact you do not enter a giveaway, why are you clicking a link that you entered a giveaway? That don't make no sense. You won $1 million. You entered that giveaway, you won $1 million. What giveaway did I enter? Click this link. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is, number one. Number two, easiest way, the basic things to harden your stuff. Keep your phone updated.
True.
Because there's always new vulnerabilities coming out. And then there's 0 days. 0 days, you can't do nothing about it. Nobody knows about them yet. But like, for example, most times when attacks happen, people's phones are not updated. Whose phone is not fully updated right now?
Mine automatically updates, so I think mine is.
Yeah, you see, you don't know yet. You know what I'm saying? I know mine's not, but guess what? You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen. Do what I say, not as I do. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? But these things there's vulnerabilities that happen every time.
Right.
But if your phone's not updated, that's a way for me to get in. Another thing, another big thing, a lot of people don't know how to do this. You can do a quick Google search. I'm not gonna break it down, but like, for example, the most dangerous thing that you can do is have everybody in your Wi-Fi.
True.
There's 4 of us right here, right now, right?
Right.
2 of y'all phones might be compromised. You won't even know it.
Okay.
But if you get on my Wi-Fi, guess what happens? That now, we say a threat actor already has access to your stuff, has access to all your networks, access to everything in your phone. So they may drop something on that Wi-Fi because you're connected to it. And since you're connected to it and we're all connected to it, they can see everything within that Wi-Fi.
Okay.
So you can have a separate Wi-Fi that's still on your Wi-Fi, but it's separated. So you have your friends, your family, because if you're not as cyber inclined,
Yeah.
it just makes it a little bit safer.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense.
Utilize that guest network.
Right.
Sorry?
I said utilize that guest network.
Yeah, utilize that, man. Don't get on my Wi-Fi, man. Go ahead. We'll put you on the guest Wi-Fi. It's still fast, but you know.
So I got a question.
Yep.
So with you know, obviously GovTech focus, that type of thing, with the current administration, you know, with those doing what they do, all the job cuts that happen, have you seen that impact a lot of, I mean, obviously it's impacted a lot of people, but within the GovTech segment of the government, have you seen it impact people, or has that been relatively insulated from those cuts?
Here's the thing. So it's definitely impacted people. I know some good friends that's also like taking a buyout, also just also been impacted with layoffs.
Right.
But the thing is, so when you're working in government, there's things called mission critical work. There's things that the government needs people to work that they will not get impacted. For example, FEMA.
Right.
FEMA is still hiring. Why? Because they're doing emergency services.
Right.
Things that the government needs to keep going will not be impacted. Like, there is roles that are booming right now. If you're supporting like critical agencies, like say you're supporting like the health administration, say you're supporting like defense, the intelligence agency, these are things that the government will always need, so they will always be hiring, there will always be contracts, and as long as you're supporting mission critical work, you'll never be out of a job.
That's good to know.
Okay. Talking about that, I mean, you see it on the news, they talk about, you know, China, Russia, you know, the attacks are coming, they're getting more. Is that something that's just kind of a little propaganda in there, or is there really like a heightened sense of need of security from these other countries? Like, are the attacks really growing, or is that something that's just kind of like a scare attack?
That's really cool. So the attacks are growing in everywhere. Like, for example, like you'll be on the news and you'll see a lot of companies getting their data exfiltrated. So what would happen is they would have, like, say, one of the threat actors from another company, what they would do is they'll infiltrate the company via a remote role. They won't even live in the United States. Like, they'll go in there via a remote role, they'll get in, work there for a little bit, and they have somebody that's in the United States hosting them as well. So that's the way they can sit here and even proxy in. So what they'll do is they'll get in, take their confidential information, exfiltrate it out. And that's happening to so many companies all over. They have Fortune 500 companies. It's insane right now. So it's one of those things that you just got to be better off for hiring. That's why a lot of the times companies they're shying away from remote work because, I mean, you can't be inside. Insider threats are growing tremendously. Right. So, you know, that's one of the best ways convenient is have people on site to an extent. But it's insane.
Cool. Do you see a lot of these private companies starting to be more of a competitor for those jobs that would normally be just centered in the government? Like you got the rise of like Palantir, Anduril, those type of companies. Do you see those starting to be a more viable segment of employment for people who may have been just in the GovTech segment?
So honestly, I tell people this: get in where you fit in, do what you need to do to get into the industry because that's where your experience starts. So I was just working with this one person, right? He waited like 13 months because he wanted a specific role. And I had somebody else that got into not into that same role, but got into tech in general. The thing is, they got into the role. Guess what happened 13 months later? This person may have gotten this role, but this person now has 13 months of experience. Just get in where you fit in. Also, small companies, like anybody can compete for government contracts. You guys can compete for government contracts if you wanted to. Right. Like if you go on like sam.gov, there are some different government contracts. You have government contracts not only with cyber, but you have government contracts doing laundry. Paying $1.2 million to do laundry. Another way for y'all to sit here, if you want to even give y'all some more game right now, right? So they might cut this out so y'all don't even see it. They want to go get it themselves, right? You might have a government contract that does laundry that's $1.2 million. What they need you to do is they meant to have you dry clean laundry. What's stopping you from taking that $1.2 million, contracting another company for doing it for, say it's a 2-year contract? What's stopping you from contracting that company for $800,000?
Right. And getting
you blocking $400,000, and all you doing is sitting here just making sure stuff is done.
Right, middleman. That's true. Boy, I might need you can give me some ideas.
I'm telling you, man, there's so many contracts. You have contracts for plumbing, you have contracts for cyber, there's huge contracts. Like I think the largest contract of all time is like Lockheed Martin, like a 10-year contract. Like I think it's over $1 trillion. It's nuts. But they're not ever losing that contract.
Right.
Yeah, you're not losing that contract.
Let's talk about your social media presence and how you use cyber to grow them. Talk about how you got started and maybe if you want to share any tips and tricks with people, what you did to grow that audience.
So the best thing you can do to grow the audience, just post. Post. Like there's no secret, just post. Like for example, with the podcast now, the only way for you to grow is post.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you gotta think about it, things go viral all the time. The video that you actually try the least on is the one that goes viral. You may see, and the thing is, that one video that may go viral, you don't know who's gonna see it. For example, I did a collaboration with Udemy. I use Udemy for every single one of my certifications. So imagine what happened when they sent me an email saying, hey, we want to collaborate with you. I didn't know what video they saw.
Right.
I post a lot of videos all the time. But guess what? There was one video that they saw. They said, you know what? Reach out to that man right there. We want to sit here and collaborate with them. So just keep posting. And also, do not be afraid to network because there's going to usually one person. Once you get that one person, there's one person. Shout out Kiara right there. Do you mind to get in the camera real quick? Say hello. Just say hi, shout out. Listen, that right here. She knows a lot of people that's within tech.
Right.
She's like a data engineer working with AI. There's so much people within the industry. You might know one person. That one person might connect with everybody.
Right.
Sometimes that one person is me. I know a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's private side, whether it's government side. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people in different industries. Whether people want to say, for example, I had one person reach out to me and said, bro, I'm trying to look for a job. Made 2 calls. They're in Arizona right now. Because I know somebody that may know somebody. Right. More, for example, you may know somebody that knows somebody else. Next thing you know, somebody might go work for ESPN.
Right.
It's just about who you know. Also, what you know matters. Because I promise you, they're not hiring you if you don't know what you're talking about.
Just because you know somebody.
Just because you know somebody, and there's a lot. Not enough. Go know your stuff.
Have you had instances where you help somebody out? They got to the interview and they said that they knew what they were talking about and they didn't?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That happened to me too. Oh, listen. I'm telling you, one time I remember there was this interview that I was not prepared for.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
I was not prepared for it. I got cooked on the interview. And I'm not even gonna put them, I'm gonna talk about me.
Right.
I got deep fried turkey bacon on that interview. I sat there, I was like this, you know what I'm saying? So imagine I'm sitting there like this,
Right.
yeah, I knew I wasn't getting that job. Let me tell you exactly what happened, right? Y'all got a pen on you? Anybody got a pen?
I don't.
Hey, don't even worry about it. See, I got an imaginary pen right here. I'm using my glasses, right? Let me tell you, they sat there, legs crossed. I answered this one question, it was so bad, they said like this. When I tell you I seen that, I said, oh yeah, I'm cooked. It's over.
It's over with.
After that, I was like, you don't have any more questions. It was over. I knew it was
Y'all
over.
validate parking?
Bang. I had to pay for parking. Mind you, I had to drive there. I drove there and got cooked.
You had to pay for it.
Bro,
Pay for a cookie.
bro, I pretty much gave them a delivery, bro.
Yeah.
Man, imagine driving an hour to get embarrassed. And then you have to drive an hour back. In my tire popped. Oh, so I'm sitting there in the suit trying to fix my car.
It was a bad day.
It was a bad. What platforms do you find give you the best like bang for your buck or return for the effort that you put in?
So as far as what?
In terms of like growing your audience and getting reach. You know, you got Instagram, social media.
So here's my thing. TikTok is probably the best platform. Right? So look at it like this, right? You go on TikTok right now. We have been on TikTok recently?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you go sit here and go look for a specific video, how many videos to scroll up to go find it? A lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you go to your content stuff, you will look for this. Oh, I just watched the video just now. Then you go to your content trying to figure out how. You see how many videos you watch?
Yeah.
Think about how many videos you like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So there's always an opportunity for you to be out there. Go out there. Keep posting. Because TikTok is easy. Now here's the thing about TikTok. Take that TikTok platform and brand it out somewhere else.
Right.
For example, TikTok is not the same as Instagram. Because when you look, for example, when you look for a company, when you want to go buy clothes, you're not going to ask them, hey, what's your TikTok page? You ask them, hey, what's your IG?
Right.
Because IG is way more than TikTok. Somebody has 10K on TikTok, you're looking like, oh, okay. Somebody has 10K on IG, like, oh, okay, what's going on? And then you know what I'm saying? It's true. TikTok platform is like, it's like 10K on TikTok, it's like 1,000 on IG. It's like a 10-for-1 ratio. You see somebody with 400,000 on TikTok, I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying, you got something. You see somebody with 400,000 on Instagram, you like, because the people treat Instagram like Hollywood.
Right. That's true.
You know what I'm saying? But also, yeah, if you want to, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Twitch, doesn't matter. Take one platform, the biggest platform, because you can't beat TikTok no matter how you look at it.
Yeah.
Take that and funnel them into something else.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
The advice, dropping gems.
But I think the other part that you speak about a lot is giving away game, right? And like that's part of what has made you successful is not gatekeeping, right? And can you speak a little about that or like how that's helped you just on social media, but just also in life, just like helping people and not gatekeep?
Absolutely. So here's my thing, right? I tell people this all the time. Last year, I paid about $15,000 in different education, certifications, schooling, the whole 9 yards, so I can give away the information to people for free because I know how it is. I know how, like, for example, last year, I was in my apartment. I was eating hot sauce and Uncrustables. Nasty combination. But you know what I'm saying? I've been there. I've been broke. I've been homeless. You know what I'm saying? I done had trouble with the law. I did everything. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how it is to be down at the bottom. So when I finally got up, I was like, you know what? Why would I sit here and have to sit here and make y'all struggle when I know the information? Like, here's my thing, though. I'm going to tell you, if you sit here and try to tell me, oh, no, I shouldn't do it like that. Okay.
Right.
I'm not going to sit here and convince you to do something that I know that work. What sense that make? If I tell you right now, hey, if you go over that bridge, you know, the bridge finna collapse because I see the thing crumbling, you be like, nah, it's not finna collapse. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna sit here and convince you. I'm like, what that gonna do for me? But yeah, I know for the fact that, like, listen, when you gatekeep, here's my thing. I want to help people get ahead. Because one thing, right? I have a passion to help people get ahead. If somebody's here like, oh, can you help me with cyber? I would do the best that I can. If I can connect you with somebody, I'm gonna do that. Why would I not do that?
Right.
Unless, you know, you suck or you don't sound like that or you're a bad person, I'm not gonna do that. Because if I send you somebody to you, that's a product of me. That's a byproduct of me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why people ask me, like, can you be my mentor? I'm saying, no. Here's my thing. I've only had 3 mentees, and all 3 of my mentees hated me for 3 months. I mean, absolutely hating me because I require a lot.
Right.
I'm going to make you a beast.
Right.
So when you get to the interview, you sit here like, man, the interview was easier than you.
Right.
To doing me.
You pushing it.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know how it is when you get out there. It's already, everybody see the job market. It's hard to get interviews.
Yeah.
It's hard to get interviews.
Fact.
But you'll get to a certain point where you don't even have to interview anymore. Like this role I had, I didn't interview. No, I lied. This role I had, I didn't apply.
Gosh.
A couple interviews I had, I didn't apply. They reached out.
Yeah.
Right.
You just gotta sit here and do that. You know what I'm saying? Once you lock in and you do all that, you know what I'm saying? Also, the best part about it when you're helping people is, you know what I'm saying, little something. You place people places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You say I help 5 people. All 5 people work at Raytheon, Lockheed Martin, Google, Amazon, and Facebook.
Right.
Guess what happens? They remember that I helped them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That
That's
might
a
be
connect.
5 referrals.
Right.
True. Certain places you're not getting it without a referral at baseline minimum. So not only by me help because of the passion, it also helps me. It's if I want to say or go work at those companies, I may reach out to them. Or they may also, it's not about who, it's another thing, misconception. It's not about who you know. It's about who knows you.
Right. That's a
Say
good
I go
point.
sit here and go do something with ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
And now remember y'all,
Right.
now your name gets brought up in those conversations.
Yeah.
Now y'all may get reached out for something X, Y, and Z.
Right.
Yeah.
Say there's a job.
Right.
They may be with, I had one time somebody offered, there was a job working in the White House. I'm not doing that. I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? That's you know what I'm saying? That's just not
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Somebody brought me up. But the fact that somebody brought me up in an opportunity that I didn't even know about,
Right.
Yeah.
that helps.
That's true.
100%. So with that, if you could give, I mean, you just dropped crazy amounts of game. If you could give one piece of takeaway advice for the audience, give them that.
Can I get 2?
Go ahead.
Actually, give them as much as you want, because you
All right,
got
bet.
plenty, bro.
I bet. Number 1, college students, because I know there's a lot of college students. If you are trying to get into the cybersecurity or IT field, right? Number 1, if you're going to graduate, I'm going to tell you this. Number 1, top degree, computer science. Computer science is a cream of the crop, then computer engineering. Everything else looked to be the exact same. So if you're not going to sit here and get one of those 2 degrees, everything is like the exact same. Also, do not graduate without at least a certification. Because there's no reason, because think about it. You have thousands of hundreds of people who are applying. None of them have certifications. Get a certification at baseline minimum and then do some projects. That will separate you, especially when it comes to interviews and internships and trying to land full opportunities, whether it's the cleared sector or the regular sector. And number 2, lock in. My apologies. You know what I'm saying? Number 2, lock in. There is no easy way around it. You're going to have to put in the work. There's going to be nights where you're going to cry. There's going to be nights when you're going to cry. And there's going to be nights where you're going to cry. I tell you right now, I had so many nights I cried. Tears. Ugly cry too. I'm saying to the camera, you know what I'm saying? I done been there.
Yeah.
So there's no way around it. The faster you do it though, the faster you can sit here and get to the good part. But there's no way around it.
Facts.
You're going to cry.
Well, you heard it here, man. Cybersecurity, GovTech with Ace. We gonna put all his information so you can go follow him on TikTok, get all the other gems he be dropping. Watch this episode, share it with your people, because we only bringing you information that will help you in the long run.
Stop gatekeeping.
Exactly. Stop gatekeeping. And like you said, lock in. You might cry, but you better lock in. So it's Ultimate Blerds. We gonna see you on the next one. Peace.
Peace.